In the morning of December 7th, 2017, the group of 7 students from Food Science and Technology, Year 4, went to the field visit, as this one was the practical assignment of the course of Education Extension. What is Extension Education? It is an applied science consisting of content from research accumulated field and relevant experiences from behavioral sciences and combined with useful technology into a philosophy, principles, and methods focused on the problems of out-of-school education for adults and youth. This activity for the whole class were in groups. Each one had the specific topic to work on through the field visit that each and every group would accomplish. Our group was to work on the law of taking the breakfast in our daily life. We had to explain how vitally important it is to never skip the breakfast for the better of our health. The key of the talk was to change the mindset of limiting the community eyes on spreads like blueband and jam, bread, coffee and honey when it comes to breakfast. This causes many people to think that breakfast should be taken by those who afford the aforementioned food products, and probably they are those they call rich people, and this would be seeming to convey that they are the only able to take their breakfast. The theme of the talk was entitled How to Prepare a Breakfast from Locally Grown Foods, where the leading question of the talk was, did you know that you can stay healthy if you skip lunch but with certainty of having taken a healthier breakfast? All the stereotypes would be forgotten by the course to be given on the ground. But how did this field trip go on? Was the main goal of the field visit achieved? Was the topic understandable? Usually, this work is not easier for everyone, but with the principles of extension education as it was learnt in class, we had a hint to behave so that we can conduct this successfully with the people we were meeting there. As we were 7, we shared the roles to be played in order to successfully carry out this activity. We divided those roles into 4 tasks as follows. Task 1 was to collect money, managing it, which included going to the market and buy models to be used in the demonstration. Mr. Jasper Wakana and Miss Hanifa Mundere were in charge of that. Task 2 was to introduce the team to the community and to provide the report of the field visit. Christoph Habimana was in charge of that as the team leader. Task 3 was to lead the talk by showing and sharing some knowledge we had from the class. Mr. Danini Tejeka and Miss Liz Musabe would lead it, while the remaining 5 would implement the required steps to demonstrate what they were teaching. Task 4 was to take pictures accompanied with note-taking for the report making, as well as observing and ushering in the demonstration. Mr. Etienne Hakizimana and Miss Teres Tuishimire were in charge of that. The category of teaching aid we used was the activity aids. This one encompasses demonstrations, dramatizations, projects, and the like. Some of us were familiarizing with them by playing cards, taking them pictures of fun, while others were preparing equipment to start the program as it was intended for the whole day. As it is detailed in the submitted written report, the talk session content encompassed the following main points. Point 1. What is understood by the term breakfast? We had to understand what the breakfast is and its definition. Point 2. Changing the mindset on the breakfast concept. As we have said earlier, that the breakfast is not only for rich people, everyone can afford as long as we have willingness. Point 3 was the importance of taking the breakfast. Here we discussed how vitally important it is to take the breakfast and have a healthier life than we had before knowing that. Point 4 was the causes behind the skipping of the breakfast. Here we discuss some causes that cause people to skip their breakfast. So we discussed on how to overcome those causes. Point 5 It was what makes a good breakfast. Here we had the content of composition of a good breakfast, where we brought food like carrots, avocado, amaranth, milk, potatoes and sweet potatoes, so that they may optionally choose with what to make their own breakfast. After the breakfast was ready, we shared it with the population and it went well. Things were good, we had fun, we had good moments, indelible moments. People were astounded. Many of them didn't know that they could prepare their own breakfasts from the locally grown foods. We were happy, we had fun, and we took pictures. The main aim of this course was to reach out to the rural and farming population for promoting social and cultural development. This is what the class groups joined the community in the surrounding rural agglomerations of Biangabo to see the applicability of the target, whether or not is an achievable one. Purposefully, the group went onto the field towards the community with bringing about a change in attitudes and practices of the people, here we say, with whom work was going to be done. In terms of their point of view about the breakfast, which was almost built on a misunderstanding, reason why the group had in mind all principles regarding a professionalism of the work, where we're going into such principles of voluntary education, self-help, satisfaction, self-dependence, motivation and encouragement, cooperation and participation, local leadership, whole family participation, slow and continuous process, and other principles regarding the community extension process. In agreement with the national policies and programs undertaken by the trained subject matter specialists, of course food scientists were specialists in that, being based on applied technology and science and in accordance with appropriate teaching method. At the end of the day, Christophe Habimana, as the team leader, thanks the community to have given their time and shared the knowledge they had about the importance of taking breakfast in our daily life. I will say what I have learned in class will have impact if I will be able to practice it on ground, and if it will be able to have the influence and the importance on the social life, I mean the community. That is why we thank abundantly and wholeheartedly Dr. Hilda to have been able to teach us this lesson so that we can get what is communication extension. That is why we thank every collaboration which has been made here so that it should be successfully implemented. Christophe Harimana, Food Science and Technology, EF4, Busogo Campus.